Daniel, what did you think about what I just said?
Uh, to what you said, I do agree because listening to what, just for example, like how Sungun, when he was explaining his exhibition, most of his audience were older than us, um, and when I briefly talked about Erin's exhibition to the two people that came, they were interested and they were asking me questions, but the level of depth of like the conversation did feel different. Maybe because I'm not the artist myself, so they had they didn't gain the information that Erin would give them, but 그래도 그 궁금한 그 질문들이나 막 어떤 작품에 대한 그런 깊이 그런 게 좀 확실히 다르다고 느낀 것 같아요.
How about you, Erin?
Yeah, I think it's important to. I think feedback is like the feedback I hold from my sister. I find it. I remember it more, and I want. Like I have this thing of like wanting to look cool for her, wanting her to like my exhibition. Not because she's my sister, just because that means that the future generation is also interested. And I'm not saying she's like the representative, but like she's my sister, and I think as someone like her who isn't that interested in art, I just thought that if she was interested, that meant that maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe I'm doing not right, but maybe I'm doing something right in terms of having this universal feeling that any age group would feel, and any person that isn't interested in art. There is this girl that also is doing art right now, but I was expecting her to ask more questions. But I think people are just really like they're kind of scared. They're kind of, especially since they're younger. I feel like they have this like idea that, oh, if I say something, it might somehow come out weird or it's like wrong. They have this at that age. I think a lot of people are scared of being judged. But I think if you're an artist, especially when we're like 20 and we're in college, like there's no need to be scared of judgment, because I think judgment is good. Judgment is this idea of them feeling uncomfortable, them feeling this need to have a second thought and put more thought into your idea. I think judgment, I don't think is necessarily bad. I think when you grow older, especially artists, they kind of live with judgment and they juggle this idea of what to take in, what they should take out of critical evaluations. But I think that's just what they're scared of. They're scared of being judged about their comments that they didn't necessarily have anything to say about, just because they're not in that field. So I think younger people tend to be more honest. And that's why I guess when you're older, it seems like you're more filtering your ideas, being more cautious. But when you're younger, I think if you feel awkward, I think you could just tell that they're very awkward. So it's good to get a lot of honest and young feedback, and it made me think of what I could do more in the future that could make this younger audience feel more comfortable to talk about, more relatable, I guess. And I think the idea of this movement of like moving things, I think they tend to lose interest when there's no like colors and like it's all tactile things. So like if I put a book there, I feel like they're not going to read it. So just thinking about that when like I was thinking of projections as well. So I think it made me rethink about, oh, maybe I should add projections. Maybe that could have been something that they were interested in. And my sister's friends, one of them, they're coming in 2 days or tomorrow, so it would be another try to get to know their generation.
I think not that you two are we're saying we're opposed to this, but I think one of the main points that we need to acknowledge is whatever the age is, whoever the crowd is, we need to take them seriously. We need to study how they move around this space seriously. And we need to guide them. We can't, if no one's asking a question, we should give them a question to ask about. And if no one's commenting, we should give them a comment to comment about. We're at an age where we can kind of guide high school students because we've been through that. And some kids might think we're annoying. Some kids might think it's 잔소리. But nothing ever comes back. Nothing negative comes from 잔소리 or us trying to help them out. No, we don't know better. That's why our parents are saying things to us. They don't know better. That's why we're trying to say things to them. It's like stairs of communication from generations to generations, and what we get from it might not most accurately represent our society today, because society changes frequently. However, it's the past, and society also somewhat lives in the past. We see these buildings, we stand on these buildings that were probably built 20 years ago. We're never really in the present. I think an important thing for what I realized was guidance. Even if they don't ask for guidance, because this is our space, this is our intention, and our intentions aren't bad. If they don't ask questions, if they don't comment, to guide them, not just let them hang out. Guidance, and you being talkative, everyone being talkative, that's a good thing. Doesn't matter if they think you're annoying, because when they grow up, they're gonna realize, oh, they're just trying to get me more involved in the space because it's a good experience. I think another thing that we as our students need to realize, we're so used to critiques and critical evaluation. Art is not a critique. And you don't only do that in high school, like in college. We're for the mass. We can't think about what artist thinks of my art. Why do you think people feel uncomfortable taking their shoe off? And has that been a problem?
has been the biggest problem. I think it's just a bit I think it's just this idea of I think it's just you get vulnerable. Not I feel like it's not even that deep in terms of like shoes and like foot and like the history of that. I think it's just the idea of requesting them to take off something. And that's why I bought like the shoe covers, just in case someone has a very like strong opposed to it, because it is something that I am suggesting them to do to enjoy the space more. And there was one of Daniel's friend didn't take off their shoes, so I thought, oh, maybe there are people who have a very strong preference. And you have to think of, even though we just think it's, like the three of us, we think it's like, oh, like you should do it, or why don't you do it? It might not apply to the rest of the population. It might not apply to at least like 20%. So with that in mind, I think I bought the shoe covers just so they could at least enjoy the space without feeling them like as uncomfortable, since they seem to have a very strong preference. But I think other people, especially the younger generation, they felt more, they didn't have any like they didn't think anything of it. They just took their shoes off like they're going inside a house or something. But I think when you get older, I was kind of worried my mom's friend would feel very uncomfortable because it's something that they're not used to. They go to exhibitions, museums, you're kind of just wearing your shoes and looking at things on the wall. So I think that's what I really want to bring to the table, something more new. And I think also feeling uncomfortable is feeling something. So I think that's something I didn't really think about when making the space. But since the design was white, I was like, oh, I can't have people step on it. It's gonna look too dirty. If it was darker, I think it just turned out very well. It matched what I was trying to go for, this idea of intimacy, since they're also the work is also personal. So it's like walking into a space, taking off your shoes, being vulnerable, leaving something behind to come to a space that I also think is something that I want to give them, like a part of me, and then they go on and wear their shoes and go on with the rest of their day.
Wow, really powerful stuff. Did you intend this? Was this an integral part of your design of the space from the start, or is this something that organically formed while you were setting up?
Like I said already about how my design was never supposed to be white. It used to be pink, but we changed the design in the middle because since I wasn't doing, it was originally 7 towers, but we got rid of 2. And one of the designs that I really liked, we decided to put that on the floor instead, because the floor is also considered a piece. I think it turned out well. I think it was a good choice to make that the floor piece, because it is about connections and about walking through space, and this like idea of like, at least the title is there, and this theme. So no, I think it happened really organically. I think I haven't even thought about it. I think I realized it on the first day of the opening, where I was like, we put the stuff down the day before, and I was like, oh, I think we should have to take our shoes off because it's like white. And then we were all like, oh, okay, then we could just ask that. But on the opening day, when I was telling my mom and my mom's friends to take off their shoes, I was like, oh, really? I didn't know. And then they just took their shoes off. But I think it's just this, I think it just happened to match what I was going for. I think if it was any other exhibition, I think it would have been. I guess it wouldn't have aligned as much. So I'm very grateful that it also was a part of my intention, or it made the narrative seem like it, just because it's this idea of being personal and vulnerable and leaving this like an entity of your own behind and then putting it back on. Like, yeah, I think it's like as days go by, I think I add a different narrative. I think of it deeper, but since it was organic, I think at first I didn't really think much of it, but like as I'm talking about it right now, I think even on the third day I'm like thinking more about it, how it's related to my piece. And yeah, I think it's also important. And also it's also different as well. So I'm glad that that's how it organically just formed, and it's like everyone seems to like think of it as like my intention when it was kind of it just happened.
I think this is an important conversation for your exhibition as well, because when things aren't organic, when narratives aren't organic, you build a limit for yourself, and you start to construct a roof. No matter what kind of space it is, no matter what art is instilled in these spaces, there's this underlying string of connection that does connect everything. It's the matter of, do you find it? How deep can you go to find it? What strings do you find? Because I've talked to you, on the way to some museum, there's atoms in our body that are as living as we are. We are a part of the ecosystem of Earth. As much as we are alive, this planet Earth is alive. As much as Earth is alive, the solar system is alive, and thus the expanding cosmos as well. We're living inside of a living being. And if we're living inside of an already living being, we have to be connected with everything to some extent. And because we have this ability to imagine a past, a present, a future, that not a lot of other animals, the ability to imagine, an ability for us to be aware that death is coming, that in itself is special to humanity. And that already acknowledges how deep of a string that we can pluck. So plucking and playing these strings that underlie the space and your intentions and visually how your artwork is completely doable. It's how far are you willing, the word will. How willing are you to dive into yourself and dive into this universe? To see the strings of connection. Because we can connect anything. We can create a narrative, a relatable one, a powerful one. And if that narrative, happens, more people are gonna feel more emotions. But it has to be organic. That's because once we set a narrative, we've built the roof. And it's hard to break out of that narrative. Erin, so what do you think you have to just keep in mind until the 27th, regarding your exhibition, or just personally?
people to, I guess I want a lot of people to appreciate the space more. And I think naturally when the days go by, there'll be more people to come. And I think that's just what I want. I want more people to have reactions. I want to see more reactions to the space because I think art exists because there's an audience. There's a group of people that are there to look at it. I think art is also praised because, like for example, famous artists are famous because that made people understand and appreciate and praise that person. So I think art in itself is such a human thing where it's like a relationship. You have like this, it's not only you, it's the other person as well, and their feedback, their understanding, how much they understand it. You could think that you made the best thing in the world, but if no one understands it, is it really the best thing? So I think I really want to push and I really want to make people ponder and think about the space and have these reactions so I could also know what I want to create next, know what to do to have a better exhibition. And that's what I was really looking forward to. I think when you're making art at art school, most of the time people who react to it are people that are like teachers that are gonna criticize you. So I think most of the time people come in here wanting to give a lot of compliments, wanting to say good things because they don't feel that they don't have that they don't think that they have that authority to say criticizing comments. So it's most of the time it's they express things that they enjoyed, they liked. So I'm just excited to hear that from a bunch of more people. Tomorrow, two of my friends from art school are coming, so I'm excited to see how they think of the space. Yeah.
What have been some challenges that you've had to go through the past couple of days?
I think yesterday and most of the opening day, I just felt really proud and happy that this idea that I've been thinking for 5 months is happening. It didn't feel surreal, like not in that sense of like, I can't believe it's happening. It's more like, it was supposed to happen and I'm glad I got here. I'm glad people come here and like it. And I'm glad that I also like it and the team also likes it. I think it's just, the biggest challenge I guess was learning how to explain and navigate people through the space. And I don't really consider it a challenge. I think it's something that I get to learn. I guess I'm very grateful that I could even have that challenge where I have this exhibition that I want people to enjoy and it's a privilege. So I think these challenges, I don't really consider them a challenge. I think it's something that I need to do anyways. So I'm trying to make most out of, I'm trying to be the most sensitive in terms of sensing a lot of different things and reactions and trying to react to them as professionally as possible.
Do you think you're doing a good job at that? What are some things that you can improve on?
As I mentioned, I think I could improve on guiding people through the space and navigating them. I guess since the works are very personal, I think I also want to leave it up to their interpretation. So I give them time for that, or I try to give space for people to actually think by themselves. I think there is also this nuance of talking too much, not in an annoying way. It's just like sometimes as an audience myself, I would want to have time to think about it and think about other work as well. And sometimes I would want to, if I'm ready, I could find the person and know more about their work. But I think that idea of finding is, I guess, just something I do because I'm an artist. But I think I want to give people a lot of time to digest the space, digest how they're feeling the space, how they feel comfortable, how it's weird that they have to take off their shoes, how there's boxes instead of things on the wall. Like, I want them to fully digest it, and it's not about this idea of time. I think it's this idea of me not talking, me not being there to be a voice for them to think about, and this nuance of for me to come in when I think it's a good time for me to come in. So I think when I do come in, I think I want to come out as a very navigating person, as someone who's trying to advocate for my ideas. So I think that's what I need to improve on, and I think it naturally comes with a lot of practice because it is ideas that I have been practicing for most of the time I've been doing art. So it's just refining, a lot of refining and rehearsing because it's not me typing things out, it's me talking and interacting with other people. My exhibition is titled MBFU. It stands for Me Before You. It's this exhibition that I created in art school my last semester in sophomore year. It's when I realized that I think I found my color and my direction in graphic design, and it also made me think about this idea of finding my style and my color again, because a lot of times, especially in my school, first year was it was a very tough time for me because I thought I liked art. I thought I figured it all out in high school. I go into college and it's just people that are so good in their own ways, and everyone's sat down and we're all looking at the same person, drawing the same thing. I think it just felt really degrading as an artist. It felt like there was no way for me to show my own style, show what I was the most good at. It was just everyone was just on the same plane doing the same thing, and that comparison just made me it was just not like my practice. It made me a lot uncomfortable, but that's also how I improved so much. But after coming out of first year, second year, that's where you decide your major. I was able to take courses and things that I really enjoyed. It made me rediscover and refine the ideas and practices that I usually enjoy, and it made me realize why I started art, why it always resonated with me. And I think that's how my works improved by a lot, and how it's most of the work I've tried to share to the public because it's something that I'm very proud of. So I think this exhibition is this idea of finding your color again, finding your practice again. At least it's something, that's how I view it. And this title of Me Before You, me is me as an artist, you is this idea of practice and color, and not color as like the rainbow, but color as in your style, your stylistic choices, what font you like the most, what screams you. And I think even through this exhibition, I was reminded again of what spoke to me the most, and what I hope it spoke to other people, and as well as just how I present to the work. A lot of graphic design are on prints or 2D, digital, like the laptop. But I really wanted this exhibition to have this sophisticated interactivity where it's not that obvious. It's not like a website where it's like you have to interact. It's this idea of walking around the space, navigating through the space, looking at all planes of each box. I think that was just something that I started with and ended up pulling through with it the whole process of my exhibition, just because I felt so strong about this idea of boxes and people walking around and looking at each plane of the boxes. So it was also important for me to the manufacturing as well. So I was really sensitive about sizing. I was sensitive about how many boxes are stacked with each other, because it gives off very different effects. And I think it was also this whole process made me learn and define and refine my exhibition a lot more. And each piece and each tower is something that is so personal to me. And I think for artists, something that is the most personal is the most authentic, and it speaks to the people the most, and you're able to speak about it the most because it's something that comes from you. So that's what I was going for. And since it is my first exhibition, I wanted it to be something more about me, more about how I came to this point in my art career. And it made me and the people around me realize how far I came, how mature I've gotten with how I express my ideas. It's not obvious, it's more you kind of look at it and you think about it, and that's also how I created it. So I just hope this whole exhibition makes people think about graphic design as something not tactile, but something that is interactive, where you walk around and feel this depth of what it could be when it's this bigger monumental thing. It's something that's, I hope that my exhibition grounds people. The music as well as the lighting are all intentional, because I wanted to create this more intimate and more welcoming space where it's like my house. It's like the floor is a print where it's kind of like a bed sheet on a bed, where it's kind of has this like crinkle of, like, it's not just flat on the ground. So I think that also makes people feel more familiar, and it's easier on the eye and it's easier to digest. And that's just what I was going for this whole exhibition. It wasn't for me to advocate for my name mostly, but I think it was to advocate for my practice and celebrate how far I came as an artist, and for people to understand that in the most comfortable way.
Good. It is currently 12:57. Shop opens at 1. As the director of Oxxy, I came here first, set everything up. But we're gonna see who comes at which time. Let's see. It is 1:05, and Erin's the second person to arrive.
What are we doing?
Daniel's the last to arrive. No surprise. And it's 1:08. All right, guys.
Let's get something that you said.
All right, guys. So we have the Mega Dose C,
너 먼저 먹어. 내가 이거.
promoted by,
My mom.
helped by Erin's mom. Oh, my bad.
던지지 마.
Where's? Oh, here it is.
Stop.
All right, so Daniel, go first. No water though. No water. Daniel. go
Hell
first.
no, I can't do that without
Daniel.
water.
Come on. Lock in, Daniel. Lock in. Let's start off the day. Yeah. How do you feel? Why is it filming like this?
I don't know. We're still like 가루가 하는 거야.
How do you feel?
Bro, this is stronger than yesterday. Holy.
Alright.
어제 조금씩 먹어가지고.
Alright, Aaron, let's go. Full dose.
아 무거우시면.
No. It's Oxxy. Come on, we don't do that. We don't do that. Daniel, do we do that? Daniel, do we do that?
We don't do that in here.
Daniel, damn me up. Damn me up. Alright, let's go. All of it. Yes, sir. Ooh. Eat it. Gotta eat it. I'm joking. Done? Wow. Alright, my turn. What is this? 300? How many are supposed to have in a day?
배야. 목이 아파.
How many supposed to?
한 개.
한 개? Can I not take one more?
일단 한 개 먹어.
원래 비타민 C는 많이 먹으면 안 돼.
아 진짜?
돌 생겨.
좀 사과 닮았어. Damn. Looking like a horse.
Slight work.
It's not bad without water.
Slight work.
오늘 어머나.
Don't expose.
어.
I need that.
Come on, yo. Damn me up.
Yo, but
Damn me up.
no.
Daniel, let's get some oxygen.
Yo,
Yeah, get some oxygen.
hold on. Let me
What you do? What are you doing, bro? Let's get some oxygen. Come on. 30. Give me 30.
I just came.
Give me 30.
It's so hard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You got this. 24, 25, 26. Come on. 27, 28, 29, 30. I'll help you. 30. 5 more. That's light work now for Daniel. Do this for one time. The games. Aaron, give me one. Give me one.
Give me one.
Aaron, give me 3. Hey. Let's get started.
No.
One. Let's go one.
Go more down. Stay.
Oh hell no.